Yo, what's up guys, TheInsaneGamefreak here to bring you another Nostalgia Rush video. And this time it's going to be on the Cartoon Network show. Yeah, I'm kind of chilling in the realm of CN for right now. Johnny Bravo. But I'm doing Johnny Bravo for a particular reason. Because I want to show that not all my Nostalgia Rushes will be like extremely positive. Because the Nostalgia Rush for Johnny Bravo isn't the most positive thing on the planet. So that's my little warning. Let's get into it. Do the monkey. Do the monkey. I'm obviously not doing the hyper way. You have to just like, you have to be like, oh shit. Anyways, let's get into it. Okay, so for those who don't know what Nostalgia Rush is, I did one for Samurai Jack. Nostalgia Rush is basically a series where I take things from my past and I kind of just talk about them. Not saying you guys can't put things in the description because, you know, anything from like the 90s, early 2000s I don't mind talking about. It doesn't have to necessarily be something positive because Johnny Bravo, this one's going to be kind of sort of negative. Not too much, but let me just kind of talk about it. Johnny Bravo, for those who don't know, was an old Cartoon Network show that the premise is really based around this dude named Johnny Bravo, who is kind of your stereotypical buff, jockish kind of character. He's really buff. He wears sunglasses all the time. He always has this thing with his hair, and he's always hitting on chicks, using the whole chauvinistic way of hitting on chicks, like calling them chicks or hot mamas, not even referring to them as a lady or any of that crap. And the whole thing about the show is that he does this, the majority of the episodes are based around that. And like he gets into these random situations through either hitting on these girls or being a dumbass, because that's the other thing. Like a stereotypical jock, he's dumb as shit. And it kind of is just kind of going through him and his little adventures. I don't really, here's the thing about Johnny Bravo. I don't hate Johnny Bravo, I just don't find it to be that entertaining as a show, because for me personally, Johnny Bravo amounts to being really kind of it's making fun of the jock character, but considering I don't like the jock character, but I'm not like one of those kids, like you know those like nerds in high school who really like loathe jock people. Like, this show was for them, you know, the people who couldn't stand jocks and they just wanted to see them niggas get their asses, like, handed to them or embarrassed on a daily basis. That's what Johnny Bravo, to me, kind of felt like it was appealing to. Like, the kids who just like to see jocks get kind of fucked over. And the thing is, for me personally, I don't watch cartoons to watch people get fucked over. And not saying that was the only thing. I mean, the fact that Johnny Bravo was a parody of a jock is kind of funny in itself, but I'm not a huge fan of watching a show where the main character gets embarrassed or punked almost every damn episode. For me personally, I haven't watched all the seasons of Johnny Bravo because it doesn't really matter. Because just like a lot of the old school Cartoon Network shows, Johnny Bravo was episodic as all hell. Johnny Bravo to me was only really enjoyable when he was actually when he won at the end of the episodes, or things worked out well for him, or like his stupidity helped him out. I think the only other intriguing thing about the Johnny Bravo episodes was the fact that, you know, he's said to be an idiot, but there are parts of the episodes and certain episodes where he tries things to like combat whatever he's dealing with a way a normal person would, and he still fails, and I thought that was kind of interesting. Now I think it's interesting. Back then I couldn't really give a fuck less. Honestly, I'll tell you what my favorite, I only have like one favorite episode of Johnny Bravo, and it's not even an episode, it's a special. If anyone remembers, Johnny Bravo had a Valentine's Day special where the majority of the episode was him trying to find a date for Valentine's Day, because it just so happens his birthday was on Valentine's Day. And half the episode is just like a whole bunch of random nonsense. But my favorite part of that particular special episode was the fact that it was mentioned at the beginning of the episode that his mom had set him up on a blind date, so he was trying to find a date before the whole blind date thing happened. He couldn't do that, and the blind date ended up being this like fine ass chick that totally clicked with him as a person and just looked hot as fuck. that was my shit. I like it when my boy Johnny goes in and he's not being a dick and they're kind of clicking on both levels. It was kind of nice. Like even the little montage, the I forget how the song goes. It was like da-na-na-na-na-na, always in love with you. I've always loved you. That's all I need to know. I think it was something along those lines. I like that. That was cool. I like the montage because the montage wasn't just them being like all happy girly and shit. Like Johnny Bravo still got punked in that montage of music, even when he was dating, when he was out on the date. But the thing I kind of hate about that episode is at the end, obviously you can't. I kind of wish he had became like a part of the newer seasons because that would have been interesting for him to have a girlfriend and still do this different shit. But they decide to keep the same formula because like at the end of that particular special, you find out that she's like a spy, and so she like knocks him out and erases his memory of her in that night of them at least hanging out together, and so he forgets everything and she never appears again. Which kind of sucks. I don't know if anyone knows who's like a big Johnny Bravo fan. Does she show up in the later seasons? Because I would totally go look those episodes up. Like I mean that's my thing. Like I don't hate Johnny Bravo, but I don't really necessarily care for it. Like Johnny is not a character I really like. It's not like I relate. The only thing about Johnny I can possibly relate to. Actually, no, I can't relate to anything about Johnny except for maybe like the parts where he's being a dumbass. Like, we've all had our dumb shit moments, but, like, that's about it. And maybe the moments where he tries something that I would try, and it still doesn't work, I'd be like, damn, okay. Like, we'll click on that level, but, like, everything else is just, like, complete opposites. I don't know, like, I don't know, Johnny Bravo isn't one of those shows I expected to emotionally click with you, but at the same time, it's not a show that I'm like, whoa. I mean, as I said, I like the show, and I think it is the whole reason why the whole thing was kind of cool because he's parodying Elvis too, but that whole hey mama, hey baby, do the monkey with me. Like that's like he's like a mixture of a jock and he's parodying Elvis at the same time. So it's kind of funny. Like the hair thing actually even looks pretty similar to Elvis, and the fact that he wears shades. All you need to do is give him a really ridiculous outfit and he's good. The parts about Johnny Bravo that's supposed to be funny that I don't necessarily find funny is the fact that he's like this stereotypical jock, but he can't get a girl. He's dumb as fuck, and he still lives home with his mom, which is kind of like parroting on the fact that most nerds would say that jocks that's what they're going to end up doing anyway. I think my favorite character in Johnny Bravo is probably Susie, because Susie to me is like the funniest fucking character. Because all she does is just troll the shit out of Johnny. Especially her introduction episode. She was trying to sell lemonade to Johnny. And then he went through so much shit trying to get him to leave him alone. And they even, I don't think it's the same episode. There's a later episode where she's bothering him again. And they start like talking to each other in rhyme. Like the whole Sam I Am kind of way of speaking. Like I like that. Like I like Susie's really episodes. I think it was Carl I don't give a shit about, which is the nerd dude. I believe that's what his name is, Carl. I'm not sure. Pops, And then like his mama, which it really depends on the episode. Some episodes she's surprisingly funny. Some episodes I just don't give a damn. I think she's the funniest when she has to come and save Johnny. That's when she's the funniest. Because she goes so ridiculous with it that you can't help but laugh. I mean, as I said, I don't hate Johnny Bravo. It's just more along the lines that I don't necessarily find the episodes interesting because it's like you're the main character isn't necessarily great. Like I don't think Johnny Bravo is a strong main character even for a children's show. I don't find this. I find it funny that he is a parody, and I thought it was pretty funny that like in later episodes they do the whole grouping him up with other famous Cartoon Network stars, like the Scooby-Doo crossover thing. I thought was pretty funny. Even though that didn't really end that well, and I only really liked it for the novelty that he was hanging out with Scooby-Doo characters. Like, as I said, I don't like Johnny Bravo enough. Like, honestly, if you were to make me choose between like Johnny Bravo, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Lab, or like Cow and Chicken, Johnny Bravo would probably be like the last or the second last thing I watch. He'd probably be like the last thing I watch because I probably would watch like her. I would watch all of those shows over Johnny Bravo. Like I don't like. it's hard. Like, I don't hate Johnny Bravo, but I just don't find him interesting. And this video might be kind of short because of that, because it's like, there's really not much to say. I mean, it's not like with Samurai Jack when I was talking about a whole bunch of different episodes, why I liked it, what was cool about it, the ins and outs of the series, because I actually gave a damn about the voice actors and, you know, the whole story and the plots and shit. With Johnny Bravo, it's kind of like, I know he's kind of a parody of like Jocks and Elvis, and he you know, the hey mama, oh no, was it, oh mama, and like, the monkey, I'm sorry, the monkey shit, that was the funniest thing to me. Like how the opening was literally him like saying a few things, and then like the music would play in the background, and then how the opening would end with him getting hit by a girl, and you're like, oh yeah, whatever. And then like the fucking title would come up. That was pretty funny. But you know, that's just me. So I'm kind of, I just did Johnny Bravo purely just because it's one of those shows that I wanted to kind of do a different clash between one of my favorite old school cartoons and to one of my least favorite, but still, it's still okay. I just don't really give a damn about it that much. For those who are wondering what I'm going to do next, I'm probably going to fuck with Rugrats to get into some Nick shit, and probably Goofy movie or Goofy shit somewhere in Disney, but that's besides the point. Anyways, you know, leave your thoughts and comments about Johnny Bravo in the comment section below. You know, give me your childhood memories, what you liked about the show, the whole. If you liked him as a character, did you like the jokes? Did you like, what's your favorite character? Mine is probably Susie. Some of your favorite episodes, because I didn't really mention any of mine because, as I said, I kind of went in and out with the show purely just because of how kind of, not bare bones, but just not really interesting to watch kind of episodes are. So that's just my whole thing about it. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I feel like this is a really short video. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe when I look at the time it won't be. Thoughts? I mean, video responses are always welcome. You know, links will be at the end of the video to click on, you know, my last two videos if you missed them. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching. So, life's a game, play to win, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Peace, nigga.